Hello, my name is Anna Erskine, and I'm happy to present a short video about the Cochrane collaboration for the Footsteps Festival. This is the third video in the series, and the first two from Jackie Walumbe and Amanda C. Williams will give you an introduction to what research is. So what is Cochrane? The Cochrane collaboration was first established as a UK charity in the 1990s. It's an international network of people from more than 130 countries worldwide. The volunteers and contributors are researchers, health professionals, patients, carers, and people passionate about improving health outcomes. Cochrane's mission is to promote evidence-informed health decision-making. There are over 50 Cochrane review groups that produce high-quality, relevant, accessible systematic reviews and other research evidence. The Cochrane reviews are internationally recognised as the gold standard that summarise the best evidence from research to help people make informed choices about treatment. There are over 7,500 Cochrane systematic reviews in the Cochrane Library, which are free to access in the UK. It's important to note that Cochrane reviews do not make recommendations. They bring the information together for others to make decisions. Another important aspect to our work is that we do not accept commercial or conflicted funding. This is vital for us to generate independent, reliable information, free from commercial and financial interests. I am the Managing Editor for the Cochrane Pain, Palliative and Supportive Care Review Group, also known as PAPAS. But what does the group do? So PAPAS was set up in 1998. It's funded by the National Institute for Health Research, or NIHR, in the UK. We're officially based in Oxford, but we're all currently working from home. We produce reviews of the evidence of interventions for chronic pain, acute pain, palliative and supportive care, and headache and migraine. And all reviews need to have a protocol first, which outlines the plan for carrying out the review. So author teams will submit their first drafts to the PAPAS editorial team. We check that it meets the required minimum standards and expectations. We manage external peer review, and we prepare it for publication in the Cochrane Library. Most of our reviews use evidence from randomised controlled trials, but sometimes this evidence is low quality and at risk of bias, and we recognise that this poorly serves patients. We make sure that the certainty of evidence is carefully considered when preparing conclusions, and that certainty is clearly described alongside the results of any meta-analysis, so that readers are aware of the limitations and applicability of conclusions. As we strive to be free of conflicts of interest, which can be a problem in healthcare, Cochrane can remain neutral in our conclusions and avoid making recommendations. So how are patients and people with lived experience of pain involved in our work? So it's really important to us that we involve people with lived experience to ensure our reviews are relevant, accessible and useful. The most common way for us to do this is to invite consumer peer reviewers. Cochrane uses the term consumer to refer to patients, family members, carers, people with lived experience and members of the public. Consumer peer reviewers are asked to read the review, to comment on the readability and make suggestions for improvements. Consumer peer reviewers carefully check that the plain language summary is appropriate and accessible. All Cochrane reviews have a plain language summary, or PLS, which is intended to provide a fairly short, jargon-free summary of the main points of the review. It's usually divided into sections, such as key messages, review question, results, and a discussion of the limitations of the evidence. PLSs are a crucial part of our product, as they ensure that the results of the review are accessible to as wide an audience as possible, and that's why it's vital that we involve consumers in getting the messaging right. Once the peer review process is complete, we routinely send the author's responses back to the consumers, along with the final published review, for their information. Consumers have reported finding this helpful. We're also working hard to broaden our consumer involvement, such as inviting consumers to join an author team, and to help us improve our dissemination and knowledge translation activities, for example through selecting the most appropriate images and reaching the right audiences. So how can Footsteps Festival listeners get involved? Well, Cochrane has a large and well-established consumer network, which is a global community of people interested in high-quality health evidence, and anyone is free to join. And the benefits of being part of this network are keeping up to date with reliable health evidence, training and learning opportunities, and reduced rates for Cochrane events. Through this network, and on the Task Exchange platform, is where opportunities for providing consumer peer review are advertised. And listeners are more than welcome to contact me directly. We always welcome new people to join our group and be part of what we do. We provide plenty of information to support the role of the consumer peer reviewer, and we're always happy to answer any questions about the process. Thank you.